Hello, my name is Rachel Perry, and today we're going behind the scenes with Almighty the music video. Today with me I have Alex Lerma, the director of photography. Thank you for being here, Alex.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
So Alex, what was your job in making Almighty the music video?
I was the director of photography, so I got to design the visuals of the film and work with the cinematographer and the other creative crew to create the visuals and work with the camera. Okay. And this was really an interesting project because we got to tell the story visually because there was no dialogue. So so that was a lot of fun.
Now tell us a little bit of what went into the process of making the video.
A whole lot of work. We basically got together at the beginning and we had some brainstorming sessions. The Umstats had recorded the music before I came on board.
So the audio was recorded before the visual?
Yes, correct,
okay.
Correct. So we had some brainstorming sessions on basic storyline ideas and how to communicate the message that we wanted to communicate. And then we did a process called storyboarding where you actually draw out all the different frames that are going to be in the film. Mm-hmm. And so you have a pretty good idea of what it's going to look like before you get on set and start filming. And then we, after a lot of logistics and getting people together, we actually went out and shot. We shot it in 4 days, I believe, over the period of 4 days. And then that was followed up by at least a month of editing. So it was quite an extensive process.
Now, how long on average does it take to film?
That was pretty good time. That added up to about 1 minute of footage per day. So that was pretty good. It varies, depends on the project, what you're doing.
Okay. So did the weather work out for you and everything like that?
It did. It was glorious. God really worked the weather out phenomenally. We needed, on one day, we needed to be filming outside, and we really needed it to be sunny. It needed to be sunny for this shot. And it was sunny, just beautiful sun all day long. And then the very next day, we were doing another outside shoot, and we needed it to be cloudy. And it was completely clouded over all day long. So God was good.
So what difficulties did you come up against while you were filming the video?
I would say that probably most of the difficulties came just from working with so many people in the creative process. Everyone has ideas and how they think it should be done, and trying to figure out what the best ideas are and the brainstorming. That's probably what probably was the more difficult part. Everyone was really wonderful, had great attitudes, and it was just really phenomenal to work with a group that was so ready to lay aside their pride and their differences and be able to work together towards a common goal. That's a very difficult thing to do, and so.
Right. Yeah. Now, it sounds like y'all had a great time filming it. What was your favorite part? My favorite part of making the music video, I would have to say it was just being on set with everyone. The team that we had was a phenomenal team. It was great to work with so many people who were so committed to the message of the film and willing to work together, and just made it a real joy to be on set working together with such a team. I'd have to say that was probably my favorite part. Wow, that's great. So for those of us who don't know, what is it like being on the set in the film, and what goes into that?
Organizing the shots and keeping everyone moving, it's a lot of work. And sometimes it takes a long time just to get one shot just right. And so it takes a lot of effort with different people doing different things at the same time, and a lot of timing. And so sometimes it can be really tedious trying to get all of that to work together perfectly to where you have the perfect shot. And especially in a music video, a lot of the takes are very, very short. And so you just need a few seconds of footage for each take. And so sometimes it can be a bit of a challenge.
So can you give us any examples of those challenges that you went through while making the video?
Well, when we were out filming in the field at the Umstats Ranch, at the RU Ranch, we were filming Cynthia, and she was spinning around in the field, spinning and dancing. We were getting several shots where she was just spinning. And we had the camera on a dolly, and so we were moving the camera and trying to keep the camera secure while it was moving and trying to keep her framed. And she was spinning, and she was getting very, very dizzy because we did the shot a number of times. And so that was really, really tricky to get the timing right and everything. And we didn't have too many takes to be able to do that because she was getting so disoriented and dizzy, understandably so. Yeah. So that was a real challenge, but it worked out very well. We were able to get the shot that we needed.
Yeah, that's great.
So Alex, tell me, what experience have you had before this in making films?
I've been involved in filmmaking for a couple years now. Filmmaking for me was really born out of a love for storytelling. Ever since I was a little kid, I've been writing. I love writing. And been involved in theater and things of that nature. I only got involved in film probably about two or 3 years ago.
So was this one of your first films, or have you done others before?
I've done a number of films, mostly short films of this nature. It's my dream one day to make feature-length films, and so that's sort of what I'm working towards. But I've done a number of smaller projects leading up to this, yes.
So what did you learn from being involved with this project, and what did you come away with after being involved?
Boy, I would have to say that I learned a lot just being involved in the whole filmmaking process. Every time you learn something every time you make a film. What really stood out to me on this film was the spirit of the Umstats and their heart for the unborn, and that just really convicted me. And I learned a lot about the pro-life movement. And things that are going on in that. And to me, that was probably the one thing that I took away from this project, was just a deeper love for life and for the life that God gives, and an appreciation for that and respect for that.
Now, while you were writing the storyboards, who did you have in mind as your audience?
That's a good question. That's a very important thing that we have to figure out before we even start making the film. That really defines our whole approach to the film. Our audience was really the church. And we wanted to make a film that would speak to young ladies who were in a position to get an abortion, but that wasn't our primary audience. We really wanted to inspire the church to action in the pro-life movement, and so that was primarily the audience that we were targeting in this film.
What do you foresee or hope that the church will be motivated to do as a result of this video?
I want to see the church speaking out on this issue. A lot of times communities are ruled by a silent, because of a silent majority. And so I really believe that if the church will just speak out on this issue, that their voice will be heard. And we can do that through prayer, through attending pro-life events, just going to an abortion clinic and being there and praying there and just having a presence. And making your voice heard in the community, I think, is a very, very powerful thing, and I think it will have effect.
So are there any other ways besides this video that you are involved in the pro-life movement?
My family's always been very pro-life. I have to say that this project, or just in the recent months, has been the time that I've really started to accept it as my own identity and become involved in it for myself. I've always been pro-life and even attended events and stuff. But I have to say that this project for me was really a turning point where I really accepted that identity for myself. Right. And so I really look forward to being a part of the pro-life movement in a more personal way, and as part of my identity and not my family's in the future. Great.
Now, Alex, you did a great job with this video. So how can people stay in contact, and how can they stay informed with your future projects?
You can visit my website at lightstudios.us. We have a blog, we have a demo reel, lots of videos, and you can. We're always posting. You can keep up with all of our projects in the future and see what we're doing, and maybe even be a part of a project someday.
Alex, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining our exclusive interview with Alex Lerma. If you want to see the video and share it, then go to almightymusicvideo.com. Awesome.